You're listening to the Cool CLE Show.
I'm Jay, host of the Cool CLE Show, brought to you by CoolCleveland.com, putting you in touch with cool events, people, news, and neighborhoods in the Cleveland region. This week, we learn about how one Cleveland Heights resident and Cru student, Allison Meyer, is providing an uplifting outlet for Northeast Ohioans facing adversity. Her project, called Never Ever Give Up, was a finalist against 25 other civic action visions in the 2019 Accelerate Grant competition. Her website, neverevergiveupcle.com, is full of anonymous letters answering the question, what is the hardest thing you've ever had to do? Along with letters of encouragement to those that are going through a rough time, like losing a job, surviving trauma, facing discrimination, or losing a loved one. It's a truly inspiring, selfless story, and we'll hear more from her about how she decided to start the project and what the future holds for her. But first, here are some events that I think should be on your calendar. B Fitness on Clifton Boulevard is hosting its spring showcase on Friday, April 12th at 8 p.m. It'll feature performances from its students and instructors on aerial skills and aerial hoop. Tickets are $20 and can be purchased in advance or at the door. Rocky River Nature Center hosts its second Saturday Bird Walk on April 13th. All skill levels are welcome, and they'll enjoy the woods and the wetlands along the Cleveland Metro Park's Rocky River Nature Center. The event is free. Sunday, April 14th and the 28th from 11 to 2 p.m., you can gather with friends and family in the Cleveland Museum of Art's Fine Arts Garden to appreciate the fleeting and stunning beauty of Japan's unofficial flower, the cherry blossom. In Japan, the cherry blossom viewing often involves picnicking beneath the trees to celebrate the start of spring. Picnickers wearing pink or white will be given free admission to the exhibition Shinto, Discovery of the Divine in Japanese Art. Cleveland Marshall College of Law welcomes James Ginsburg on April 16th, who will present a discussion about Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg in celebration of her 25 years on the Supreme Court. Refreshments will be served immediately following the free presentation. For more information, you can visit www.law.csuohio.edu. And this band, Polars, will be releasing its debut album at the Beachland Ballroom on April 13th. They're an indie art rock group based right here in Cleveland, Ohio. The album was independently recorded throughout 2018 in various studios across Cleveland, New York, Toronto, and features performances from over 25 musicians, including members of the Cleveland Orchestra. That was Polars with Parties in Monochrome from its debut album, Native Carbon Bloom. Its release gig is April 13th at the Beachland Ballroom. They'll be joined by other local acts, Poro and Mimi Arden. All right, we're now joined by Allison Meyer. I'm very excited to talk to her about her project, Never Ever Give Up Cleveland. Thank you so much, Allison, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So your project is to honor the perseverance and resilience of Northeast Ohioans, and you recently were a finalist in the Accelerate grant competition. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So this kind of started with your own loss, right? I mean, can you tell us a little bit about what inspired you to do this project?
Sure. Yeah. So about 2.5 years ago, I lost my mom in a traffic accident, and I had a really hard time, of course, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I was sort of the first of my friend group to lose a parent. I didn't really have anyone around me that had experienced significant loss like that, and I just kind of had a hard time connecting with people, and that ended up, I was just walking around carrying this weight of this story, and that weight got heavier and heavier as time went on. And so one night I just got up to an open mic. I went to Story Club Cleveland, and I got on stage and I just told this story of my grief. I was terrified. I had no idea what was going to happen. But at the end of the night, there was, about a dozen people that wanted to talk to me, or just hug me, or tell me about their story, even if it wasn't the same, just, anything pain that they had been experiencing. And I couldn't believe it. I'm still friends with some of the people I met that night. And so Never Ever Give Up is just another way to do that, to whenever you're ready, to share your story, because we all have hard times. And I think the more we talk about it, it's easier to share, and then it's easier for all of us to practice empathy and get better at being there, when people share.
And I guess have some context. I mean, when things go wrong in our lives, we think, oh, woe is me. But actually, when you think about it, there's somebody else that's suffering a little bit more than you, or a lot more than you. So just having that sort of reference to be like, you know what, it could be a lot worse, I guess. So you started this website, and this website is a vehicle so people can anonymously submit letters. How do people engage with the website?
Right. So anyone can, whenever they're ready, just grab a piece of paper and a marker and write down on one page. And we do ask that they're all anonymous. The answer to the question, what is the hardest thing you've ever had to do? And then tell us how you got through it, so we can all, learn from your strength and wisdom, and be inspired. And you can take a second to realize, wow, I am pretty strong. Like, wow, I did make it through, or I am dealing with that. And so those can be sent through the website, or through our email. And then we post all of the stories on Instagram. And then all of our followers read the stories, and then if they connect, especially with one, or if they want to cheer someone on, or, encourage someone to keep going, or share a connection, they write back these letters of hope. And those can come from anybody around the country, and they're just a way to recognize that we do have these connections, and there are other people going through things. You're not the only person that has ever had that thought, or ever experienced that. And so that's the idea of this online community that we've built.
So some of the submissions range, young people, adults. I was reading, one child sent in saying that the hardest thing they ever had to do was learn how to ride a bike. And it was really, it was a really hard thing for him or her to do. But then you get some really absolutely heartbreaking letters sent in about abuse, grief, similar to your story. Tell us how you felt when some of those letters started coming in.
Yeah, I mean, I think my initial reaction is always, people are absolutely amazing. I am just always, just dumbstruck by the strength of individual. This is something that's going on every day, they're dealing with this, and they're doing everything else that they're doing in their life. They're supporting others, they're caring, they're going to work, they're dealing with this. And so I'm always just deeply inspired by the strength of the people that, I live around in this region. And we have this reputation in Northeast Ohio for being tough and resilient. And I think it's because of the people. And, we just have a distinct ability to find our way through tough times. And yeah, the stories are absolutely amazing. And I'm so grateful that they share them, because it does remind us that everybody is going through something, and to always lead with kindness, because you don't know what's always going on.
Do you find yourself sort of absorbing some of that hardship? I mean, do you sometimes struggle to remain positive when you're getting some of those submissions?
I think it actually helps me be positive. I think, right, when you mute an emotion, you mute them all. They all have to exist within you. And so if you try to, I'm just going to always be happy, I'm going to always be happy, then that doesn't really work, and that'll catch up with you really quick. And so there's so much to be gained from just being sad or being angry, or just recognizing the truth. This is people's real lives. This is the truth. And I think the more that we talk about that, the stronger we'll be, and we'll be able to have real conversations about what's going on. And that will lead to positive change. I think, it's, I used to come from a place where I didn't want to be sad. I thought sad was bad. But that didn't get me very far. And so, I don't feel like I absorb them that much. I think, being someone who's experiencing grief daily, it's just sort of, life has this little bit of a filter on it these days. I don't have my mom, and that'll be like that for the rest of my life. And so hearing other people's stories, it's kind of similar, where you're just like, this is your life, and so we just have to find a way to keep going.
So, so you applied for this 2019 Accelerate grant competition, and you were a finalist. So you won some money. What are your plans? I mean, what are you going to do now for the future of Never Give Up?
Yeah, it's really incredible that happened, and that was a really cool program and an opportunity for anybody who's just sitting on an idea. I encourage them to apply. So yeah, with the money I applied for, I wanted to expand this online community into a public art installation. And so this summer, Cleveland is celebrating, this 50-year comeback of the Cuyahoga River. I think it's a story of Cleveland never, ever giving up. And so we're going to launch this public art installation right down in Hardcrate Park in the Flats. And it'll be a wall of these printed stories hanging up. And then we're going to have a bright, big yellow mailbox for letters of hope. So this summer, you can go down to Hardcrane Park, you can read the stories, and then anybody can write a little letter of hope and just drop it in the mailbox. And then we'll hold these, community events with food and music, and read out the letters, and try to, gather people together to connect and tell the truth and listen and practice empathy. And so I'm really excited about that this summer.
Absolutely. You should be very proud of yourself. It's a very selfless project, and I'm sure it's doing a lot of good for a lot of people. So thank you so much, Allison, for telling us about it. So if you want to read some of these letters, please follow Never Ever Give Up CLE. You're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, and of course the website neverevergiveupcle.com. That's all sort of one word together, neverevergiveupcle.com. You can read the letters and, of course, anonymously submit if you are compelled to do so. Thank you so much, Allison, and we will continue to watch your project with enthusiasm.
Oh, I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Based out of a Christian commune near Orwell, Ohio, the All Saved Freak Band members included rock guitarist Glenn Schwartz. They're widely recognized as the pioneers in Christian contemporary rock. Recently, they were in the Lava Rooms recording a future documentary about the band and are celebrating 50 years and a reissue of all its 4 albums. Here's a track from its 1976 LP Brainwashed that's called Ode to Glenn Schwartz, later renamed Promises, Promises. That was the All Saved Freak Band with Ode to Glenn Schwartz. More information on the band's history and the reissued albums can be found on its website, allsavedfreakband.com. And that's it for this week. Big thanks to Allison Meyer for coming on the show to talk about her project. Please visit her website, neverevergiveupcle.com. And to the Polars and All Saved Freak Band for the tunes. You've been listening to the Cool CLE Show, brought to you by coolcleveland.com. Have a good one.